Hi! Okay, well, thank you very much. Ito po, si Nico Fabian. Once again, nandito na naman po sa programa natin, Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. Today, it's Thursday, and June 18 na tayo. Welcome na welcome kayo po, mga kababayan, kapatid at kaibigan ko po dito sa Malaysia, ang mga Filipinos, and of course, ang mga Malaysiano din po, and other nationalities who are now nandito sa Malaysia. Particularly mga Filipinos dito po sa Sabah, and very specific dito po sa Kota Kinabalu City, the only city in Sabah. Welcome na welcome kayo po. And of course, same greetings goes to our overseas Filipino workers sa iba-ibang parte ng mundo. And of course, mga Filipino migrant workers. And huwag natin kalimutan din to greet ang mga kapatid, kaibigan at kababayan natin dyan mismo sa bayan natin, ang Pilipinas po. Kumusta kayo? And hope you are starting the day, no? Starting the day in a very, very, sabihin natin, magandang, sabihin natin na feelings natin, no? Despite ang mga bilihan dyan po sa Pilipinas, mahal po. But anyway, mayroon tayong hope pa na kung matuloy na talaga itong peace deal between Iran and United States of America, then maybe, although it will not come that fast, no, but at least may hope na tayo na babalik na din ang normal presyo ng langis, ng mga gasolina, fuel natin sa Pilipinas. So let's continue to pray. Let's continue to pray to our Almighty Creator na we are going to have once again ang peace sa mundo natin po. At saka ang peace sa nation natin sa Pilipinas dahil natapos na din ang laban or ang problema dyan pa po sa Pilipinas, especially dyan po leadership crisis dyan po sa Senado. No? I suppose lahat ang mga o karamihan mga kababayan, kapatid at kaibigan ko po, both dito sa Malaysia, sa iba-ibang parte ng mundo, at saka mga kapatid, kaibigan at kababayan natin dyan mismo sa Pilipinas po. I suppose you already heard what happened yesterday. What happened yesterday in the special session dyan po sa Senado. There was election of a new Senate President, and that is no less than the new President of the Senate, si Senate President Sherwin Gatchalian. Nakuha na nila yung 13 or magic 13 na senators po. Because si Senator Joel Villanueva yesterday attended ang special session, and automatically during the election of a new president, may quorum na sila po 13. So he also voted for the election of a new Senate President, and that is Senate President Sherwin Gatchalian. No? Sherwin Gatchalian. So ibig sabihin po, tapos na ang laban. So it is a good news. Para sa akin po, a good news for the Filipinos. For the Filipinos po. Because we will be able to move forward now, and wala na yun po mga controversy about the constitutionality, whether si Sherwin Gatchalian is the rightful Senate President. Na-concede din po si former Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano, as early as yesterday morning. He already conceded that he will be stepping down, and Senate President Sherwin Gatchalian will be the next Senate President po. So maganda yun po. Maganda yun. And although during the special session, hindi dumating ang mga grupo ng minority bloc ni Cayetano, but in the afternoon, mayroon din dumating po. In other words, okay na po ang sitwasyon dyan po sa Senado, and let's look forward po, that ang mga senadors natin will continue to do their duties and responsibilities to protect the welfare and interests of every Filipino, as well as in general ang bayan natin Pilipinas. Later on, I'm going to share with you some video clips, no? Video clips ang report ng legit media natin po, no? Ang GMA5 News. I am going to share with you itong report nila so that you will have a clear, siguro kung mayroon pa sa atin na blurred pa tungkol sa notisya, you will be cleared on the issue of the new Senate President, which is Senate President Sherwin Gatchalian. And for those mga kaibigan natin who don't understand ang Tagalog language natin po, let me read you this story tungkol sa issue of the new elected, legally elected Senate President, si Senate President Sherwin Gatchalian. Nandito po ang balita. The Senate, formerly elected Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, yesterday po, June 17, as its new president, ending a leadership deadlock that saw 4 Senate chief coming and going in less than 1 year. In less than 1 year po, apat, no? Apat Senate President who came and go. In a special session that began at 9 a.m. Yesterday po, the new majority bloc of 13 elected Gatchalian unanimously. They elected Gatchalian unanimously. The 9 members of the faction of Senator Alan Peter Cayetano were not present when the voting through acclamation was held. It was Majority Leader Juan Miguel Zubiri who nominated Gatchalian. The others who voted for Gatchalian were Vicente Soto III, Panfilo Lacson, Francis Escudero, Francis Pangilinan, Erwin Tulfo, Rafi Tulfo, Risa Ontiveros, Lito Lapid, J.B. Ejercito, and Bam Aquino. As he had committed last Sunday, Senator Joey Villanueva showed up during the special session, securing the constitutionally mandated 13th vote to elect a Senate President. So legal yan po. Soto was elected the Senate President pro tem. Soto was elected Senate President pro tempore. Ejercito, Senior Deputy Majority Leader, and Villanueva, Deputy Majority Leader. Ending one of the shortest Senate presidencies in the Philippine history, Cayetano formally conceded his post less than 2 hours before Gatchalian convened the special session. The arithmetic has changed. The Constitution has not, Cayetano said in a statement acknowledging his defeat. And now, after speaking with Senator Joel Villanueva, it appears our colleagues on the other side will soon have the numbers to elect a new Senate President, and I will not stand in the way of that vote. Sabi ni Cayetano, no? Sabi ni Cayetano, hold on po, medyo ano tayo dito. Okay? Sabi ni Cayetano. And, alright, tuloy natin po. Malacanang expressed confidence the Senate under Gatchalian's leadership would promptly act on the administration's priority measures. Alright? Alright? Okay? And the priority legislative bills have to be passed so we can strengthen and expand government assistance to our countrymen. Presidential Communication Undersecretary Claire Castro said as she thanked Gatchalian and Speaker Faustino D. III for supporting the administration legislative agenda. He and some members of his bloc have a pending petition with the Supreme Court questioning the June 3rd leadership change as about the status of a petition. Supreme Court spokesperson Camille Ting said, "We will have to wait for the court's action." Cayetano's brief tenure goes down as one of the shortest and most volatile in the Philippine Senate history. His leadership was mirrored by a shooting incident on May 13 inside the Senate. It also saw a boycott of the session by Cayetanos Ellis for 3 straight days. Following the formal election of the new Senate leaders, the 13 members majority bloc immediately filled the Chamber's committee chairmanship. Pangilinan and Lacson were elected vice chairman of the Blue Ribbon Committee. Pangilinan will also head its subcommittee for food control investigation. Erwin Tulfo was elected chairman last June 3rd. Escudero opted out of the membership within the committee. Pangilinan was also elected chairman of the committees on agriculture and on constitutional amendments and justice, concurrently serving as the chamber's representative to Judicial and Bar Council. Lacson, who was elected chairman of the Accounts and the Public Order Committee last June 3rd, will also take over the Ways and Means Committee. Erwin was also elected chairman of the committees on social justice, on energy. Ejercito, on the other hand, elected finance chairman last June 3rd, was also named chairman of the Committee on Local Government. Aquino was tasked to head the Trade and Science and Technology panels apart from the Basic Education Committee. And Toveros now chairs the Committee on Women, aside from the Health Committee. Villanueva, on the other hand, will lead the Committee on Labor and on Higher Education, while Subiri will chair the Foreign Relations Committee. Rafi Tulfo now heads the Committee on Public Services on the Migrant Workers. Soto adds the Ethics Committee to his chairmanship, which also include the Defense Committee, of which he was elected chairman on June 3rd. Lapid retains the chairmanship of the Committee on Games and Amusement, to which he was elected last June 3rd, while the leadership of the Urban Planning and Housing and Resettlement Committee went to Escudero. Aquino, Pangilinan, Lapid, and Escudero were named as a Senate's contingent to the Senate Electoral Tribunal. Just before the session adjourned at 6:20 p.m. Yesterday, Senator Mark and Camille Villar were respectively given the chairmanship of the committees on banks and on government-owned control corporation. The House of Representatives, led by D, congratulated Gatchalian on his election as a Senate President. The House remains committed to working with the Senate in advocating priority legislation, strengthening the economy, and delivering meaningful reforms that benefit our people, D said. Majority Leader Sandro Marcos, who also welcomed the election of Gatchalian, said, "I have worked with him and I know how level-headed he can be. I think that's exactly what this current political climate needs, especially there in the Senate level-headedness, and just the need for all of us to really get back to it," si Sandro Marcos said. So yon po, no? Yon po ang nangyari kahapon dyan po sa Senado, and it's a good news. Para sa akin, it's a good news. Tapos na ang problema sa Senado, and let's move forward na po. Move forward na po, no? Ang mga senador, and make laws already. Make laws to protect the interests of every Filipino po, of every Filipino, and para sa kabutihan ng bayan natin, So, para sa mga Filipinos, no? I will share with you itong video clip po, report coming from GMA 5, Ang news nila po kahapon ito. Ang news nila kahapon lumabas dyan po sa Maynila. And I think it's worthwhile also po for mga kababayan, kapatid at kaibigan ko po, no, to listen to this news report galing sa GMA5. Nandito po, let's watch and listen to this video clip and so that you will have a better understanding regarding itong what happened yesterday dyan po sa Senado. Nandito po, let's watch and listen to this report. Hold on.
Ay, Julio, Cheryl, sa mga oras na ito, bagamat ongoing pa yung special session, hindi ko pa nakikita Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, at least dito sa loob ng plenaryo. No? Samantala, tama kayo, naihalal na nga, formal lang naihalal bilang Senate President si Senator Win Gatchalian, at sa pagkakataong ito, hindi na 12, kundi 13 ang botong nakuha niya at unanimous ang suportang nakuha niya mula sa majority bloc. Nangyari yan sa pagsisimula nga ng special session kaninang umaga na ipinatawag mismo ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. Inihalal si Senator Gatchalian bilang ika-4 na Senate President ng 20th Congress.
I, Sherwin Gatchalian, having been elected to the position of Senate President,
Sa hinaba-haba ng agawan ng liderato sa Senado, sa panunumpa rin ito nagtapos. Si Senator Sherwin Gatchalian ang nahalal bilang ika-4 na Senate President ng 20th Congress. 13 senador ang dumalo sa special session na pinatawag ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos at unanimous ang suporta nila kay Gatchalian. 13, sapat na bilang para magkakorum at para magluklok ng bagong leader ng Senado.
all those in favor of Senator Sherwin Gatchalian as Senate President of the Republic of the Philippines, say aye. Aye. All those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Senator Sherwin Gatchalian is declared Senate President of the Republic of the Philippines.
Gaya ng inaasahan, dumating Senator Joel Villanueva na dating miyembro ng Cayetano Bloc. Niyakap at tinakbayan siya ng kanyang mga kapwa-senador. Si Senator Mick Zubiri ang agad na nag-nominate kay Senator Gatchalian bilang Senate President.
Has consistently proven his competence, his effective leadership, and his unparalleled work ethic. Siya nga po palagi ang nagsasara ng Senado, staying late in his office even after adjournment. As a matter of fact, Mr. President, I hear complaints from your staff that hindi na po sila nakakauwi ng disenteng oras dahil overwork daw sila, overwork. At palagi nilang tinatanong sa akin, kailan ko daw siyang mahahanap ng girlfriend para makauwi daw ng mas maaga.
Ang sunod na agenda, ang nabakante namang Senate President pro tempore. Kaya si Senator Ping Lacson, ni-nominate si Senator Tito Soto para sa posisyon. At sa speech ni Lacson, pinasalamatan niya sina Senators Joel Villanueva at Jesus Codero na kumpleto sa 13 boto.
I think I will be remiss of my duty and responsibility as a senator, colleague, and friend if I didn't thank and commend our two distinguished colleagues, Senator Jesus Codero and Senator Joel Villanueva, for responding to their higher calling for this chamber, our beloved institution known as the Philippine Senate.
Dito rin inanunsyo ni Senator Lacson na pagod na siyang mawala ng kaibigan at magkaroon ng kaaway, kaya binitawan na raw niya ang chairmanship ng makapangyarihang Blue Ribbon Committee.
There are other colleagues who are equally, if not more qualified than this humble representation to take on the job. If there were no takers, I was willing, albeit with a heavy heart, to retain and continue sitting as chairman and resume a duty that I am morally and obligated to perform.
Sa ngayon, nanatiling Senator Erwin Tulfo ang chairman ng komite. Vice chair naman sina Senators Lacson at Kiko Pangilinan. Nanatili naman bilang majority leader Senator Mick Zubiri. Bagamat hindi dumalo kaninang umaga sa botohan ng mga bagong leader ng Senado, umattend ang ilang mga taga-minority block sa confirmation hearing at plenary session ng Commission on Appointments o CA, maging sa sesyon kaninang alas 3 ng hapon. Present dyan sina Senators Loren Legarda, Rodante Marcoleta, Amy Marcos at Bongo. Si Marcoleta, nakita pang nakikipagkwentuhan kay Senate President Gatchalian. Senator Marcoleta, sir, hi. Sir, bakit po kayo umattend kayo ng session, sir?
The constitutional duty is the CA.
Habang ang dating Senate President pro tempore na Senator Loren Legarda, masaya ring nakipagkwentuhan kina Senators Gatchalian, Lacson at Zubiri.
I congratulate Sherwin, a dedicated, disciplined, hardworking, brilliant colleague and a dear friend. I congratulate all of them and I'm glad na 13 ang boto, sumaayos na, legal na.
Mananatili raw na miyembro ng minorya si Legarda. Tanggap daw nila ni Senator Alan Cayetano ang bagong halal na liderato ng Senado.
Ganong kasimple, sundin lang natin ang rules. All is well. Don't say it ends well. Because life and work must never end.
Si Senator I.E. Marcos naman matipid ang sagot nang tanungin kung tapos na ba ang gulo sa Senado.
Comment lang sa may bago na pong liderato, makakaasa po ba sila ng suporta para sa inyo po?
Ay, gusto rin namin magtrabaho.
Ma'am, tapos na kaya yung gulo? Hopeful kayo, ma'am?
Hindi naman kami napupulo eh.
Si Senator Bongo, umaasang lahat sila makakabalik na sa normal na trabaho.
Hopefully, sana tapos na yung gulo, makapagtrabaho na tayo, kapag-servisyo na tayo. Ang nasa sakripisyo po, ang serbisyo sa ating mga kababayan.
Dumating din sa Senado ang kapatid ni Senator Alan Peter Cayetano na si Pia Cayetano. Nang matanong kung sinusuportahan nila ang bagong liderato ni Gatchalian,
Consents, diba? What's in the rules? What's in the Constitution? When you have 13, yun lang. Sumunod sa rules, doon lang naman kami may problema. Pero pag sumunod sa Constitution at sa rules, no problem. That's just how it is.
pero kapansin-pansin na wala si Senator Alan sa plenaryo. Bago nga magsimula ang special session, naglabas siya ng statement at nag-concede. Nakausap na raw niya si Senator Joel Villanueva at alam na niyang selyado na ng Gatchalian Bloc ang 13 para maghalal ng bagong SP. Ayon pa kay Cayetano, isang malaking karangalan para sa kanya ang magsilbi bilang Senate President. Nang tanungin naman namin si Senator Villanueva kung bakit napagdesisyonan niyang iwanan ng Cayetano Bloc, ang sagot niya,
Sir, what made you decide, sir, na...
Trabaho tayo. So look, pansin naman kayo dun sa nangyayari sa court. That's all we want. That's all we want.
yun yung naging dahilan, sir, kaya kayo...
We wanted to work, we wanted to accomplish something, we wanted to do something.
Kalau ba makanan, saya juara.
Saya, seorang mentor kejayaan.
Kumusta naman kaya ang relasyon niya sa dating Senate President matapos tuluyang mapatalsik sa posisyon?
We're brothers. At the end of the day.
Nagpasalamat naman ang bagong halal na si Senate President Gatchalian sa suporta ng kanyang mga kasama. Para naman kay Senator Ping Lacson, sinyales sa pagkakahalal ng bagong liderato ang bagong simula matapos ang ilang linggong kaguluhan at kalituhan sa Senado.
Is this a fresh start for the Senate, sir?
Yeah, press start. And sana, everybody will cooperate, start cooperating, including the members of the minority. Kasi wala na rin niluluwi, di ba?
Okay, sa mga oras na ito ay kaka-adjourn lamang ng special session ng Senado pero bago yan, sinubukang talakayin itong panukalang batas, Cheryl, kaugnay doon sa institutionalization ng AIX pero nauwi sa deadlock dahil ayaw daw, ayon kay Senator Erwin Tulfo, ayaw daw permahan ng House contingent itong panukalang batas na ito, partikular yung probisyon na pinagbabawal na may kasamang politiko sa pamumudmod ng ayuda ng gobyerno. Nakita ko rin sa agenda kanina yung anti-political dynasty interpellation pero mukhang hindi na rin yan na-take up. But basically, at least kaninang umaga ang kanilang naprobahan ay yung resolusyon para bigyan ng sapat na pondo yung pagbibigay ng tulong sa mga tinamaan ng lindol sa may Mindanao area. Cheryl Julius?
So may ibig sabihin,
Okay, yan po. Narinig natin ang report ng GMA7 regarding what transpired during the sabihin nating meeting dyan po sa Senado. Yesterday, And maganda ang balita and I'm very happy to see na in unison ulit ang Senado, be it minority or be it dyan po sa majority po, And everybody wants to do the job again and make sure that they will do their duties and responsibilities to protect the interest and welfare of the Filipinos po. So yon ang latest updates. And tuloy natin po, mayroon pa ang report. I will give you another video clip continuation ng report po ng GMA5. Nandito po.
Senator Erwin Tulfo na
Nandito po. Tungkol what transpired yesterday dyan mismo po sa Senado. Si Senator Erwin Tulfo remain as the chairman ngayon po ng Blue Ribbon Committee. Blue Ribbon Committee, for your information. Let's watch and listen to this video clip po. No? Sana rin. Alright, nandito po. Let's watch and listen to this.
Senator Erwin Tulfo na ang opisyal na head ng Blue Ribbon Committee. Ano ang plano niya dito sa mga flood control investigations? Tuloy pa ba ito o kapag ito ay tinuloy, mag-i-inhibit pa rin ba siya?
Pinag-aaralan daw nila kung kailangan pa o ilan pa, kung magpapatawag pa nga ba ng hearings, kung may pangangailangan pa. Kasi tandaan natin Julius, bagamat hindi na si Senator Panfilo Lacson yung chairman ng komite, he remains to be the vice chair. At kung si Senator Ping Lacson ang tatanungin, of course tatanungin siya ni Senator Erwin Tulfo being a senior member of the Senate. Kung si Senator Ping kasi, sa kanya, ang proseso niya dyan, kung walang bagong magsasalita, kung yun at yun lang din naman yung tatanungin ng mga resource persons, hindi siya basta-bastang nagpapatawag unless nga raw talaga may malaking bagong development. So that one, we have to ask kay Senator Erwin Tulfo. Pero ang sinasabi nga niya, yung nangyari kahapon na hindi naman hearing, kundi parang discussion nga ng 18 soldiers or 18 nagpakilalang 18 bagman nga ni Zaldico. Those things, sinasabi ni Senator Erwin Tulfo, pinag-aaralan nila kung ano yung possible nga na maging sanction sa mga pagkakataong gano'n na para bagang hearing, na hindi hearing. Basta ang sinasabi niya ngayon, ang may karapatang mag-hearing kaugnay sa flood control ay sila. Dahil pinagtibay ngayong araw na ito ng pag-elect ng bagong liderato, yung posisyon ni Senator Erwin Tulfo na siya na talaga ang chairman ng Blue Ribbon Committee, at pinagtibay din yan nung sa mismong plenaryo, sinabi ni Senator Ping Lacson na sinusurrender na niya, gini-give up niya na talaga yung chairmanship ng Blue Ribbon, at siya ay umukay na lamang maging vice chairman kasama si Senator Kiko Pangilinan na isang abogado. Julius.
Kasi di ba, Mayan, naalala natin na bukas natin yung Blue Ribbon Committee para dinggin itong mga sinasabi ng 18 bodyguards na ito. So ibig sabihin ba ay wala na pag-asa na sila ay ipatawag dyan sa Senado?
Not necessarily. Possible pa rin yan, Julius, kung pag-uusapan nga natin yung huli pa, bago nito, yung interview dati kay Senator Erwin Tulfo. Kasi yung huling naging pagdinig ng Blue Ribbon under Senator Erwin Tulfo last week, ready sila na pakinggan. Kaya nga lang kung naaalala nyo, Julius, ang nangyari kasi ron, pumunta dito yung mga nagpakilalang bagman pero hindi naman sila dumiretso dun sa hearing. Nag-press con sila doon sa opisina ni Senator Robin Padilla. So it's still possible, pero hindi pa kasi natin talaga na-interview ng gusto kaugnay sa mga plano niya itong si Senator Erwin Tulfo ngayong na-reinstate siya or ngayong napagtibay na siya na talaga yung chairman ng Blue Ribbon Committee. But in the days to come, I'm sure matatanong natin siya kung ano ba talaga yung mga susunod na plano at kung kailan mismo yung pagdinig, kasi nga marami pa rin naghihintay, particularly yung minority bloc. Hinihintay nila talaga na magtuloy-tuloy yung pagdinig na yan tungkol sa flood control scandal.
Yan, okay naman ng suspect.
Alright, yan, narinig natin ang report ng GMA5 tungkol sa flood control project investigation ng Blue Ribbon Committee. And narinig natin that officially, the chairman of the Blue Ribbon Committee goes to Senator Erwin Tulfo po. And whether they will continue or they will be inviting itong 18 Marine soldiers, former Marine soldiers, and plus another 4. The other day, lumabas din na another 4 soldiers po supporting the statements, mga allegations made by their comrades, ang Brave 18 po. Whether they will be called again or not, sabi ang report po, according to Senator Sherwin, or according to Senator Erwin Tulfo, unless mayroon mga bagong information or detalles, then only there is a possibility that he will be calling for itong mga Brave 18 plus 4 soldiers po, no? But in the event na walang bagong informations or detalles po, no? Then most likely they will not be invited sa investigation ng flood control projects, no? Now if you remember the other day, last Monday na nagsalita na po ulit ang Brave 18 soldiers and plus 4 about the deliveries, the participation in delivering of the suitcases full of cash, money, no? And they mentioned a lot of names that includes senators, including congressmen, including the name of the COMELEC chairman ngayon po, no? And other top government officials, including itong sabihin natin ang cabinet, some cabinet secretaries of President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos. So, ano kaya po? What do you think? Will they be called and investigated? To see whether may ang mga allegation nila po may base or may basis or not. That we have to hear further announcement coming from the Blue Ribbon Committee Chairman, si Senator Erwin Tulfo. Remember, his name was also mentioned by the soldiers, no? But these are all allegations lang yun po, no? Hindi ibig sabihin totoo na po. It is itong mga sundalo po, they have to show more evidences po to support ang claim or allegation nila against these politicians po, be it senators, be it congressmen, top government officials po, and other individuals po. Other individuals. So let's see po. What is important now is tapos na ang problema dyan po sa Senado or sa Senado when it comes to the leadership crisis. Now, tungkol naman sa impeachment of Inday Sara Duterte, scheduled to jumpstart sa July 6 po, no? Ano kaya ang latest developments? Let me share with you the continuation of the GMA5 report po, and they are now touching on the, sabihin natin, itong impeachment trial of Inday Sara Duterte. Let's watch and listen to this report of GMA5. GMA5 po, nandito. Let's watch and listen to this. Hold on po. Hold on for a while. And nandito na po. Let's watch and listen to this. Alright? Sandali. Alright.
Involving Senator Jinggoy sa Senado.
Pag-aaralan, yung tungkol sa may impeachment trial, pag-aaralan daw ng mabuti kung pwede pa ba siya sana na makapag-participate, lalo't yan na yung next big thing dito, Julius, after na ma-stabilize, hopefully, stable na yung leadership, meron ka na talagang formal na naihalal na Senate President, ang talagang next ng pag-uusapan, kasi I think it's just 2 to 3 weeks from now, magko-convene na ulit sila for July 6 na umpisa ng impeachment trial. So, dyan na ngayon nakatutok yung mga senador, yung pagsisimula nga nitong impeachment trial na ito. At sorry, maidagdag ko na rin, nasabi ni Senator Ping Lacson kanina na sa kanilang mayorya, at least may konsensus sila na mukhang iuupo nila or ihahalal daw nila na presiding officer para dyan sa impeachment trial ni VP Sara Duterte ay si Senator Cheese Escudero. So, nung mga nakaraang araw, ilang beses natin tinanong si Senator Win Gatchalian as acting Senate President at paulit-ulit niyang sinabing siya ang magpe-preside ng impeachment trial. Pero just today, mukhang nabago yung ihip ng hangin kasi sabi ni Senator Ping Lacson, maging si Senator Win Gatchalian, suportado yung opinion na dapat si Senator Cheese Escudero yung maging presiding officer dahil abogado siya at may experience na rin naman siya dito sa pagtalakay sa impeachment trial dahil naging bahagi na rin siya noon ng impeachment trial ni dating Chief Justice Corona. So those things ang mga kailangan nating ambagan in the days to come, especially yung pre-trial conference kasi, Julius, ay bukas. So magpupuntahan yung prosecution team and defense team dito sa Senado para ilatag nga dyan sa pre-trial conference yung kanilang mga ebidensya, bagamat sarado yan sa media. Julius.
Alright, yan po, narinig natin, most likely, there is a big possibility that the presiding officer during the impeachment trial of Vice President Inday Sara Duterte will be si Senator Chis Escudero because he is a lawyer, no? He's a lawyer. But my objection, ito po ang grupo ni Senator Alan Peter Cayetano or ang minority bloc. And let's see po what will happen. No? And according to reports na mas mabuti daw, according to the majority bloc ni Gatchalian, mabuti pa daw po si Escudero will be the presiding officer because he is a lawyer and si SP Gatchalian is not a lawyer and mas maganda daw sana kung si Chis Escudero. Let's see po what will be the developments tungkol sa impeachment trial of Inday Sara Duterte because according to reports, na-claim din ang kampo ni Cayetano, tapos na po ang nag-agree and decided already ang rules and regulations of the impeachment trial of Inday Sara Duterte po, and to change ang presiding officer po will mean a violation na naman po sa rules ng impeachment court diyan po sa Senado, sa Senado. Let's see what will happen po, no? What will happen. Pero para sa akin, if you ask me, I would prefer, no? Kung pwede, may own opinion ng ito po, kung pwede po, mas maganda sana po, the presiding officer during the impeachment trial of Inday Sara Duterte should be somebody who is a lawyer. Somebody who is a lawyer. Ganon na po. Yon ang abangan natin kung anong final decision ng bagong leadership ni Gatchalian or SP Gatchalian po. Let me share with you another a video clip, no? Has something to do with the ongoing issues ngayon dyan po sa Pilipinas. And itong video clip po, a portion of the talk show of Attorney Rowena Guanzon, wherein in tandem sila po, they touch on the issue of itong mga problema, ang issues dyan po sa Senado. Let's watch and listen si Attorney Regal Oliva on the issue po. On this issue. Hold on. Sandali po. Nandito. A portion of it lang po, kasi mahaba yon na talk show ni Attorney Rowena Guanzon. Let's watch and listen to this.
The Senate President shall be elected by a majority of all senators.
All.
Ano po
Yes,
ang
all
opinion niyo dyan?
Because it's very, we cannot change the Constitution. I mean, the 1986 Constitution states very much clearly, Article 6, Section 16, Paragraph 1, it states that the Senate shall elect its president by not only a majority, by a majority vote of all its members. Very clear. Why, there's no room for interpretation. It should be all its members. It's not, a member of 22 or a member of all of the members available to vote. Hindi naman sinabi yun eh. All its members. So even though if there are absent members, then it should be computed as all its members.
So even if they are absent,
Even if they're absent.
they're still included in the all 24.
Correct. And when we say that Bato is hiding, that's speculative. We don't know that Bato is truly hiding. How can we say? I mean, yes, there is a warrant of arrest, but Senator Bato de la Rosa can still be considered as a member of the Senate.
Yes.
And if you say that Jinggoy Estrada was arrested, then the Senate as a co-equal branch of government of the judiciary may have its coercive power, maybe can request the court for leave, no? So that Jinggoy Estrada can attend. Not that they will just hold a meeting immediately and assume that they already have a quorum because there are two subtracted senators of minus Jinggoy and minus Bato. I think that's a wrong interpretation on the subject of quorum.
Alright, yun po, narinig natin ang opinion, statement made by Attorney Regal Oliva, law expert din yun po. And dami din siya mga issues coming out sa social media explaining ang mga laws natin sa Constitution po, sa Constitution. So yun po, let's see what will happen sa coming days or this week po. Sana lang po everything will run smoothly na po kasi ngayon officially, legally, ang Senate President ngayon is Senate President Sherwin Gatchalian. Before I'm going to conclude itong program natin po, let me share with you another video clip. And this time around, lumabas ito kahapon. And it's about Rodante Marcoleta or Senator Rodante Marcoleta. Nandito po, let's watch and listen to this. Hold on.
Narinig po ninyo ang pagpapahayag at mga deklarasyon at testimonya ng mga dating sundalo na nagpasya na magkatipon-tipon kaninang umaga at tatapos kani-kanina lang tungkol sa maanumalyang flood control projects na kinapalooban ng maraming pagdideliver ng napakaraming mali-malitang salapi sa iba't ibang mga tao at opisyalis ng ating bansa. Yan po ang sinasalamin sana, mga kababayan, ng dapat na nangyari na inakala naming huling pagdinig sana ng opisyal na Blue Ribbon Committee na aming Senate noong June 11, 2026. Hindi nga po natuloy yun, mga kababayan, dahil nung matunugan ng ibang mga kasama namin na kami magdadaos uli ng panghuling hearing na lang ng Blue Ribbon Committee, ay sinabi nila na mayroong security threat ang Senado at ang aming mga kawani ay sinabihan nila na mag-work from home na lang. Dahil po sa security threat at nagkaroon po ng napakaraming mga tanod sa Senado at wala naman po kaming magagamit na mga kawani, hindi po natuloy yung June 11 hearing na yun. At nang dahil doon ay nagpasya ang mga kumukupkup doon sa 18 at higit pang mga dating sundalo na maggawa na lang ng pagpapahayag na ginawa nga nila sa araw na ito. Yan po mga narinig nyo sa araw na ito ay siyang dapat na marinig po ninyo sa isang pagdinig ng Blue Ribbon Committee na ang representasyong ito ay matagal na pong ipinalaga ang kanyang kakayahan na siya ang manguna na matukoy po natin ang mga taong nasa likod ng napakamalaganap at napakamalaking nakawan sa salapi ng bayan na ganap po sa kasaysayan ng ating republika. Walang dahil po dyan ay marami po ang nagkaroon ng galit sa inyong lingkod at ako po ay kinasuhan nga ng kahit mga inventong mga kaso. At maaari pong isang araw, hindi po natin alam kung ngayon o bukas, sa makalawa, ay iahain po sa akin ang warrant of arrest upang ako po i-arestuhin upang hindi ko na maipagpatuloy ang aking gustong mangyari na matukoy po natin ang mga may kagagawan ng lahat ng ito at mapanagot natin sila. Pero huwag po kayong mag-alala kahit ako po ay kanilang maaresto at maipakulong, kagaya po ng sinasabi ko, ay hindi po tayo titigil hanggat hindi po natin natutukoy ang mga taong ito dahil kayo po talaga ang dapat pagsilbihan namin. Interest po ninyo ito. So huwag kayong mawawalan ng loob at huwag kayong mawawalan ng pag-asa. Pansamantala lang naman siguro hindi tayo magkikita ng harapan. Ngunit dahil po sa ating pakikipaglaban, alang-alang po sa interes ng ating bansa, ay kailangan tayong magkaisa. Sa tulong po ng Panginoon Diyos, magtatagumpay din po tayo. Mabuhay po kayong lahat at sana'y araw-araw ang diwa ng ating pagkakaisa ay huwag pong mawala sa bawat isa sa atin.
Alright, yun po, narinig natin si Senator Rodante Marcoleta. Itong video posting niya po lumabas sa social media, sa Facebook po kahapon. And he was referring itong post po na June 16 Blue Ribbon Committee ng mga Cayetano Marcoleta hearing sana po last June 16. No? And dahil hindi natuloy, anong ginawa ang grupo ni former Congressman Mike Defensor, since nandoon na ang 18 brave soldiers, Marine, ex-Marines at saka plus 4, so what they did is something like a media briefing na lang po, and they talk about ang mga experience nila, kung sino-sino ang itong mga sundalo. They delivered ang suitcases full of cash, no? Full of cash sa mga politicians natin po, no? Sa mga politicians. Pag sabi natin politician, it means senador, although not all also ang congressmen, and not all also ang mga cabinet secretaries, as well as some government top officials po, no? Top officials, and including the private sector, particularly itong mga contractors po. So yon ang latest updates mayroon tayo dito po sa Nick Talk, the Real Talk with Nico. And once again, I would like to congratulate ang new leadership ng Senado, si Senate President Gatchalian, ang assistant or ang deputy Senate President or SP pro tempore, si Senator Vicente Soto, and lahat ang mga other senator na who were elected to lead itong mga Senate committee chairmanship, as well as nagiging member ng mga committees ng Senado po, ng Senado. So ito ang latest natin when it comes to the situation dyan po sa Pilipinas. May message ako dito po asking me kung nasaan daw ang presidente natin, ang presidente President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. Now, for the information of mga kaibigan, kapatid at kababayan ko po who still don't know kung nasaan ang presidente natin ngayon po is nasa Russia po, no? Nasa Russia attending a meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin po, no? Vladimir Putin. And let's hope and pray that it will be a successful official visit ni President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. sa Russia, and he will manage to at least find solution to whatever problems that we are facing between Russia and the Philippines po. Because remember, ito si Vladimir Putin, the Russian president, is very close also with the former president Rodrigo Roa Duterte. And anyway, let's wait until Marcos' arrival sa Pilipinas, and let's see po ano mga good news that he will be announcing to the Filipinos po when he returns back to the Philippines. Alright? So in the meantime, siguro hanggang dito na lang muna ang Nick Talk, the Real Talk with Nico. Yan po ang mga latest updates na mayroon tayo dito sa programa natin, Nick Talk, the Real Talk with Nico. Once again, I would like to say thank you very much for making me a part of your day today. Enjoy tayo ang week natin. Tomorrow is Friday na po, isang araw na lang. Tapos we are going to enjoy another weekend, weekend relaxation po. Ganon ba yan? So, hanggang dito na lang. And maski paano, I hope I managed to entertain you po and give you mga importanteng notisya na I believe that you deserve. Hello Malaysia, Sababole, mabuhay ang Pilipinas. I'll see you in my next episode. You take care. I love you and bye.